So take a moment and make yourself comfortable. And I am going to start with a poem. I find that in the state of the world, with all the impact and everything that has been happening, might be a helpful landing. It's called The Peace of Wild Things. So you can just close your eyes and bring yourself in a receptive place. When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lay down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things, who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. For a time, I rest in the grace of the world and am free. And that is by Wendell Berry. So just take a few deep, slow breaths. Relax your shoulders and your jaw. And notice what is in your heart and in your body. Notice it with tenderness and care. And on your next inhale, bring your palms together. And if you're comfortable joining me in chanting an Om, take a deep inhale through the nose. And release your hands and open your eyes and switch the cross of your legs. Welcome those folks who are just joining. My computer seems to have a delay today. Can everyone hear me okay, at least? Okay, so we're gonna take our head in a circle. I'm stretching the upper back of the neck. Just checking in with the body. And go the other direction. And roll your shoulders. Aya, is that you? And you're in Sayo's space. And Sayo. Okay, you guys, you just looked just like your sister. Okay, so rolling your shoulders, and hi Michelle, hi Ed, and hi Deb. Uh, and then we're going to do a side stretch over to the right. And as you reach over to the right, let your left hip draw down. And lengthen through the tailbone and go a little bit further. But make sure that you're being nice and strong in your abdomen. And then on an exhale, we're going to fold over the right thigh. And turn your head left and right. And then walk your hands into the center. And then back up. And then we'll cross the legs the other way, stretch the other arm out. Be really strong through your core as you do this side stretch. Lengthening your tailbone. You can go as far as you like. Make sure that your back feels steady. And then we'll fold over to that side, reaching the arms forward on that diagonal. And then bring yourself to the center. And then make your way back up. So we're going to come to all fours. If you do have a blanket, you can have your blanket under your knees. If you have a block, you may use those in a bit. You can have that to the outer right side. So we're going to move through some cat and cow. Exhaling, rounding the back. Inhale, arching the spine. Let's take your time. Feel into your breath and your body. This practice is about connecting body and mind with the universe, with spirit, with our inner wisdom. The in-breath almost always takes us into an arched or expansive or lifted movement. And the exhale almost always takes us into a rounded or contracted, releasing movement. Curl your toes. Stretch your hips towards your heels, firm into your abdomen, and lift your knees off the ground for a downward dog. And take it slow, bending one knee, straightening the opposite leg. Connect into your breath. You can turn your head left and right. And then stretch both heels down. Lift your lower abdomen and press with your hands, really firming your arms. And then we're going to exhale back to hands and knees. Take your knees a little bit wider and your hands a little bit more forward. And we're going to take a big circle around. Go twice in one direction and then in the other direction. And then come back to kind of knees under the hips and hands under the shoulders. Walk the left hand in closer to the right and open the right arm up and really reach up. And then on an exhale, you're going to guide that right arm under the left or thread the needle. So it comes all the way under. We press into the ground with the left hand to get a twist in the upper back. You may feel this all the way into the side body. And then press into the left hand, sweep the right arm back out. And exhale. And then we'll switch sides. So the right hand can be towards the center of the mat. The left arm will lift. And on an exhale, the left arm will come under. Breathing here into the side body. And then press into the right and sweep the left arm up. And exhale. Walk your hands back and lift your knees off the ground. And see if you can balance on your toes. If you can't balance, you can have your hands on a piece of furniture or on the ground and lift the chest. We're trying to stretch out the balls of the feet and work on our balance. Have your eyes resting somewhere steady. If you have a blanket on the ground, you can move that off because we're gonna not need that for a moment. So I'm going to give you several options for how to come up. One option is to press into the thighs, to lean your weight forward to create traction in your legs and lift yourself that way. Another option is to come down on your knees, bring one foot forward, lean into that leg, and to come up that way, or any other way that feels right to you. And then come towards the front of your mat. On an inhale, we're going to stretch the arms out and overhead. And on an exhale, we're going to forward fold. And have your hands somewhere on your body or the floor to create some traction for your lower back. We're going to inhale, lift halfway up. And we're going to exhale, fold again. Inhale, stretch the arms out and overhead. And exhale, release the arms down. You're going to take your left foot and cross it over your right. So left foot's over your right. You're going to squeeze your inner thighs. You're going to inhale, stretch your arms out and overhead. And exhale, take it slow, and we're going to forward fold with that left leg over the right. This is going to feel different. You're going to get a stretch through that outer IT band. If you have your block handy, you could have your hands on your block. You could have your hands on your legs or on the ground. Then inhale halfway up. Exhale, pause here. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, uncross and shake out your legs. And then we're going to go the other direction, right over the left, and again, squeezing the inner thighs. Make sure you don't hyperextend that back leg. Inhale, arms out and overhead. Exhale, take it nice and slow as you forward fold. Breathing here. Then inhale halfway up. Pause, exhale. And inhale, come all the way up. So that's a simple way to stretch the outer IT band and also work on balance. And now we'll just have the feet in regular position. Inhale, arms out and overhead. Exhale, we're going to let the left leg lift behind us into a warrior 3 position. Going to bend the right knee and bring the left foot to the ground. And then we're going to lift the arms up into warrior 1. And we're going to exhale, turn and open the arms into warrior 2. And I want you to, we're going to stay here for a moment, and I want you to look down at your front knee and open, make sure your knee's opening towards the pinky toe side of your foot so that the knee's not dropping in. Take the left hand to the hip, reach forward, inhale, and then back into extended warrior. Then bring your forearm onto the top of your thigh and your left arm overhead. And stretch here by lengthening the tailbone towards the back heel. You can feel a stretch all through that side. Then we're going to inhale, bring the left hand down and the left heel up. And we're going to exhale, open the right arm. Inhale, the hand's going to come down. We're going to let the back knee come down. Make sure that the front knee is not going beyond the ankle. The hands are going to come inside the foot. You can have your hands on the ground or a block. And then we're going to let that back hip drop, looking back over the shoulder. So you'll feel this in that outer hip area, around the piriformis, and maybe in the groin of the front leg. And then we're going to turn away from the bent knee. So you'll come in the other direction. Hands are inside the foot. And then back to center, we're going to straighten that front leg. Again, if you have a block, you could use your block here. Bring your foot down to start, lifting your head and your chest. And then lift the toes and slide the heel forward. And if you don't have a block and you're not reaching the ground, just be careful with your hands on your hips. You don't want to hyperextend the leg. And then we'll bend the knee. We'll curl the back toes and lift the back knee to stretch the calf. And then we'll bring the back foot forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Take your time. Inhale, come all the way up, keeping your spine nice and long. And exhale. And then we'll switch sides. We're going to inhale, arms overhead. This time we're going to lift the right leg back, holding there, bending the left knee, setting the right foot down. We're going to lift the arms straight up for warrior one. Use your glutes here and lengthen through your waist. And then we'll exhale into warrior two. Make sure that that front knee is safe. It's drawing out. Reach the fingers wide. And then take the back hand to the hip, stretch the front palm forward and back into extended warrior. Exhale, forearm to the top of the thigh, and the right arm's going to come overhead. Lengthen your tailbone and lift out of that bottom shoulder. Inhale, the right hand's going to come down, the right heel's going to lift, and we're going to twist. And then we'll let the left hand come down in the right knee. And you can bring your hands inside that front foot. And then let the front knee bend over the ankle. And you're going to draw that right hip down and look to the left. And then turn away from the bent knee. Breathing in and out. And then back to center. Firm the glutes and straighten the front leg as best you can to stretch the hamstring. You also may feel the outer shin and the top of the foot. And then we're going to lift the toes. Lift the chest. And then the knee is going to come over the ankle. You're going to curl the toes and lift back into a lunge, stretching the calf. And then we're going to step that back foot forward. Line up your feet. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. And inhale, come up all the way. Stretch the arms overhead. And exhale. Just take a pause and notice. Inhale, stretch the arms out and overhead. Exhale. Again, we're going to lift the left leg. Take it nice and slow. You're going to bend the right knee and set the left foot down and take the hands behind you and interlace the fingers. Firm your gluteus muscles. open up through the front of the chest. And exhale, fold or extend forward and lift the arms away from the back. So it's up to you how far you want to go in this humble warrior pose. If you are folding, let the head hang. And then inhale, slowly come up. Bring the right hand to the top of the hip or top of the thigh. And we're going to twist and bring the left elbow outside and see if you can bend that front knee for revolved side angle. So strong in the belly and then lift the chest. Look down, release your elbow and slowly press up. Inhale, arms overhead. Front knees bent. Exhale, arms wide, warrior two. Inhale, extended warrior. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, left hand down, right arm open. And lift that back heel. Inhale, bring the hand down, step the back foot forward. Lift the head and the chest. Exhale, forward fold, keeping your lower safe. Inhale, come. Exhale. And again, pause. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, we'll lift the right leg. Bending the left knee, trying to slow it down to step the right foot back and take the hands behind you. Inhale, roll the shoulders open. Exhale, take your time, folding over the left leg, keeping that knee bent, releasing the head if you're folding, stretching the arms away from the back. Inhale, slowly come up. Release the hands and take them overhead. Oh, wait, sorry. I messed up. Take the left hand to the top of the thigh, cross the right elbow, bring the hands together. Try to bend the front knee and turn looking over the top elbow. Then we're going to look down. So lots of strength in the glutes and the abs to bring you back up. Arms overhead. And exhale. Arms wide. Inhale, extended warrior. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, right hand down, and lift the back heel, descend to the hips, and stretch. We'll bring the left hand down. You're going to come back into hands and knees or plank pose. You can lower with your legs straight or your knees down. You can inhale into cobra with the elbows bent, or upward dog with the legs, with the arms straight. And then we're going to exhale, child's pose. Child's pose, the big toes are together, the knees are slightly apart. Stretching the arms forward. Take a few deep breaths here. And then inhale, hands and knees. Curl the toes, exhale, downward facing dog. Stretch a little in downward dog. And then bend your knees and either walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Even if it's a little teeny jump, inhale, head and chest up. Exhale, fold. And inhale, come all the way up. And exhale. Take your feet apart, let your knees bend, and let the arms wrap. We're going to do a balancing pose next, and then we're going to make our way down and do pigeon pose. Okay, so if balance is tricky for you, get close to a wall or piece of furniture, and I'm going to show you to the side. So the first thing we're going to do is lift the right knee, interlace the fingers around the knee, and roll the ankle. Then you're going to firm through your glutes and your abs. You're going to slide your right hand to the top of your ankle. So your foot is pretty free, but right about the ankle. The other hand's going to reach out. You're going to reach the heel away from the butt, and you can extend the heel away from the butt as you lengthen forward. If you were holding on something, you could use that furniture or wall for support with your left hand and reach so that you're not bothering your lower back. It's the heel reaching away from the butt that extends. And then we slowly come out of it. Take your foot down, close your eyes, and notice. And then we'll come to the other side. So we're going to hold the left knee and do those circles with the ankle. And then firm everything into the midline. So the abs and the glutes, you're going to slide, hold the top of that ankle and let the knee come down. And then the other arm extends. We're going to draw the heel away from the butt. So it's that kind of traction that you're creating through the back hand that creates part of the stability to keep extending. And your lower back stays nice and extended. And then we'll slowly come out. Bring the left foot down, and again, close the eyes, roll the shoulders, and do one more balance pose. And this one you can actually do with or without the balance part. So we're going to stretch the arms out wide. You're going to take the right elbow over the left, and I'll get closer so you can see. And then the hands come together if you can, or a thumb and the pinky. And you're going to lift the elbow creases up and press into the elbows to separate the shoulders. So that's the hand part. If you want to add the legs, you're going to take the left leg over the right. And this is called Garudasana. If the legs are too much of an inconvenience, do the arms only. And then release, stretch the arms wide and take the feet wide. So really wide stride with your feet. And when you look at your feet, have your feet parallel and then bring the hands behind you. Inhale, roll the shoulders open. Get your arms as straight as you can. So the arms are straight. Yep. And then we're going to slowly come into a forward bend and stretch the arms. If you need to separate the palms, you can do that. Make sure that you're strong through your abdomen. And then slowly come all the way up. And roll the hands, wiggle the fingers, heel toe the feet. Stretch the arms out. Now we'll go left elbow over right. Come into that hand position. Squeeze the arms. You can add the leg or not. Stretch the elbows up. Press into the elbow creases. Separate the shoulder blades. And release. And then come back to the front of the mat. We're going to make our way down for a hip opener. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, coming back to hands and knees or plank. And lower. Inhale, either with bent elbows or straight legs, or sorry, keep saying that. So bent elbows or straight elbows. And then come to hands and knees. You're going to slide your right knee behind your right hand and slide your right foot in front of your left knee. And then walk the left leg back. And bring your forearms down. Close your eyes. You want to feel sensation, but you don't want to feel anything sharp or so intense that you can't soften your jaw and your breath. And take a few deep, slow breaths here. We're listening for the sound of the breath. We're noticing the sensation in the body. We're being in the present moment as much as we can. We're going to walk the forearms over to the left. And you can always have something under your right hip if that supports you. And then we'll come back to center. Pause for a moment. Walk your right foot just a little bit more towards your left leg, and then bring your hands in and bring yourself up. And then we're going to lean completely onto that right butt cheek, and we're going to slide the left foot in and stretch the thigh. And then let that release. Make sure that you're being strong through your center. We'll come back to hands and knees and do a cat and a cow. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, arch the spine. Exhale. And inhale. And then we'll switch sides. So we'll draw the left knee behind the left hand, the left foot in front of the right leg, and then walk the right leg back. And come onto your forearms. And close your eyes. And take a few slow, deep breaths. Find somewhere to let go. And then we'll walk the forearms towards the right. And then back to center. You want to firm the glutes, so kind of pulling everything into the midline as you walk your hands in, and then we'll lean into that left hip. Slide the right foot in, stretching the right thigh. And then release. We're going to bring that leg all the way around. So we'll have both legs forward. Shake out the legs. Roll the ankles, wiggle the toes. You're going to bend your right knee and take your right foot across the left leg. And if you tend to have a pelvis that's tucked under and you have a blanket, or you can roll the edge of your mat, you can do that. And then you're going to take the opposite arm, and the other hand's going to come behind you. You're going to pull this knee in with your arm and then resist it by pressing it out. And that is going to give you this nice stretch in the hip. And then the twist will also be a great stretch for your spine. Try to keep the back of the neck long and keep drawing that knee out into the arm. And then we'll slowly unwind, and we'll let that knee open. You'll take the hands behind you, the knees open, and then we'll bend the bottom leg. The knee that's the right knee, you're going to try to draw forward and then lift the chest. And breathe. Make sure that you're not on your foot. You're just past your ankle bone, so this foot is free to move around. Yes. And then we'll release. Straighten out the right leg, give the legs a shake. Then we'll bend the left knee. Take the left foot outside. Bring the right arm or elbow around and twist, trying to press that knee out into the arm as the arm draws the knee back in. And you can twist from the navel all the way to the crown of the head. And slowly unwind. Let this left knee open, bringing the outer shin on the top of the right leg, and then bend the right knee and lift the chest. So part of what gives you the stretch on this pose is actively drawing that left knee away from your torso as you lift the chest. And then slowly release. You're going to reach for your strap, and I recommend rolling your blanket and sitting on the edge of your blanket or sitting on the edge of the block so that you can have some ease being upright. And then you're going to take your strap or your long sleeve shirt or your belt or whatever you have, and you're going to take it overhead. If it's too wide and you go forward and back, you will feel no sensation. If it's too close, it will create so much of a resistance that you will not be able to take your arms back. So find that sweet spot. We're stretching through the pectoral muscles, the deltoid muscles, and you might even feel it a little bit in the biceps. And then once you find that spot where you feel that stretch, kind of hang out there. Carly, your hands look a little too wide to me. It's okay if your elbows have to bend, but you definitely want to feel that, yeah. And then you're going to take your left arm up and your right arm back behind you. And then you're going to keep the strap in your left hand. You're going to bend your left elbow, and your right hand's going to come up and press the left elbow back. So feeling it in the tricep. And then you're going to take your right arm out. It's going to rotate, and you're going to sneak it behind you and either hold the strap, or you might be able to lift it to your hand. Breathing in and out. And slowly release. Bring your hands on the thighs. Close your eyes and pause. Roll the shoulders. And then we're going to switch the legs. I'll come back up with the strap. Find that stretch. And then we'll lift the right arm and the left arm will come back. You can, if you want to bend your back, you can do a little bit of a back bend with resistance between both hands. And then have your spine in neutral. Bend your right elbow, take your left hand on top, and draw that right elbow back. And then extend your left arm. The palm is flat, and then you turn the left, and then you sneak it back. And be gentle with the shoulders. So don't go beyond something that feels like there's pain. And then we'll slowly release. So that arm position is called Gomukhasana. The next place we're going is we're just going to use the strap again, but we're going to lie on the back. You're going to bring your knees into your chest or towards your chest, and you're going to bring your strap around the balls of your feet. It's where you have the most counter pressure. And then you're going to straighten the legs. If you happen to be able to touch the balls of your feet, you could hold there. But you want to walk your hands as high as they'll come so that the arms are straight. You're going to slip the left foot out of the strap, and you're going to let the left leg come all the way down. You're going to hold the strap in the right hand and take the left hand on the left hip. And you're going to draw as if you could reach the big toe beyond your head. You're going to get a stretch through the hamstring. And then you're going to open the right leg out to the right while you're holding that left hip on the ground. You want to feel this in your inner right hamstring. Relax your jaw, but stay firm in your abdomen. And then you want to squeeze back into the midline to pick that leg up. And then you're going to switch, same leg. You're not switching the hand. I mean, you're not switching the leg, but you're switching the hand. So now the other hand comes on the strap. You're going to bring the right hand at that hip crease and kind of give it a little pressure as you take the right leg across. You don't have to go very far to feel that stretch in that outer IT band all the way to the outer foot. And then loosen how tight the strap is around your foot and see if you can point the toe and flex. And point very gently and flex. One more time. And then take the strap off, bend the knee, and let that leg come down. And just notice the difference in the legs. And then we're going to bend both knees again. Take the strap around the ball of the feet, stretch both legs up. Pause there for a moment. And then you'll slip the right foot out. Take the strap around the left leg and you'll slowly take the right leg down. You're going to anchor that right hip with your right hand and lengthen that left leg a little bit more. And then you'll begin to open the left leg out to the left. Breathing, noticing. And then we're about to lift the leg. So you're going to squeeze the butt and the belly and bring the leg back up. Take the opposite hand around the strap or the foot. Take the left hand at the top of the hip. And this side might feel completely different than the other side. Slow, steady breaths. And then you can point your foot and flex. You don't have to go very far across to feel that stretch. And then we'll slip the strap off, bring that leg down. We're going to bring the soles of our feet together. Close the eyes. And then slide your legs into Shavasana. Get whatever you need to be comfortable. Get yourself cozy if you can. I'm going to read the poem one more time that I started with. The Peace of Wild Things. When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. For a time, I rest in the grace of the world and am free. Allow your breath to deepen. Gently inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Wiggle your fingers and your toes and stretch out your arms. Bend your knees one at a time. Roll to your side. And you can make your way to seated. Bring your palms together. May you find your own peace amidst what is hard in this world. May you lean into joy right alongside what is breaking your heart. May you connect into your inner resilience as you move through the world. And may you love and accept yourself exactly as you are. Namaste.
Thank you.